Hi, happy Wednesday. This is Hannah G from Grounded Life. And we're going to do a lunchtime breath break. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes and start in about 2 minutes. Hi, we're just doing a 20-minute breathing exercise as a breath break for your day. Just wait and see if a couple of people want to join. If you're joining today, finding yourself a comfortable seat where you could breathe, somewhere you're unlikely to be disturbed. Maybe putting your phone on Do Not Disturb. And we'll just start in 2 minutes. You might need a tissue, some water. That noise, my dog is chewing her bone, but she's happy. Just wait 1 minute. So we're going to do this breath pattern sat up. You can do it lie down, but the invitation is to sit up today. And you can also play this back and watch this anytime as well. Let's take that away, so it's a bit distracting. Okay, so let's start. Hi, welcome. So we're doing a 20-minute breathing practice today. Okay. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of introduction to the breathing practice. I did a little post on it yesterday. It's it's called Breath of Fire. You might have heard of it. It's also called Kapalabhati. Yesterday also I shared on the post this a part of a beautiful prayer that was written in gratitude for this element of fire, and I'm gonna read it again at the end, share it at the end. And the mechanics of this breathing technique, the intention is all about creating some energy and a sense of heat in the body, if you like. So a sense of fire, a sense of motion, and it's a cleansing breath and it's a clearing breath, which is actually really symbolic to the element of fire, this kind of clearing. And a friend called Mel at Breath Girl, she did this on her she was doing it on her Instagram yesterday, and she called it the coffee breathing. And I loved that adaptation and kind of bringing up to date, maybe more in context with every day that we live in. So it's just bringing in stimulation and bringing a sense of alive and awakeness. I sometimes deconstruct, a lot of the time deconstruct the techniques, which I'm doing and I will do today, because I bring in other aspects like a little bit of self-inquiry. I love to slow the practices down so you can really observe the sensations and things, what's called felt sense. So observing what's going on in your body, and then you can really check in and know, how is this breathing practice making you feel, and is it giving you the benefits that you're looking for? Before we start, I'd just like to acknowledge the roots of what is actually a very traditional practice, a pranayamic practice. And this is a practice that has travelled through time, hundreds of years, maybe much more than that. And it's not only cross cultures, it's cross countries. And I feel it's important to honour the roots of where practices really derive from. So in India, the Sanskrit name for this practice is Kapalabhati, and it translates to Kapal, meaning skull, and Bhati, meaning shine. So I just have to take this away from my dog, which is not letting me do. But take whatever meaning that you want from that, whatever interpretation you want from that translation, and perhaps in the breath, allowing yourself to not only observe what's happening in your body, but also what's happening in your mind. How does your skull and brain respond to and shift with this breath pattern? Okay, so let's begin. For those of anyone that's just joined us, we're doing a 20-minute breathing practice. So finding your comfortable seat. This is actually something that if you are pregnant or you're on your cycle, there is maybe guidance to not do this specific breath pattern. So you are so welcome to just breathe in and out through the nose. And also, just whenever you're doing something online like this, then there is self-responsibility that needs to be brought in. And if at any point you feel you want to bring your breath back through a habitual breathing pattern, then do so, and then you can rejoin the practice. Okay, so gently finding your seat. And it kind of goes a little bit like this. So I'm sitting on a cushion. You can bring cushions under the knees if you need to, or you can sit on a chair. And if you are sat on a chair, just make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. We're going to do a round of 30 breaths. So these breaths are quite short, and we kind of pump them. I have to take the bone away from my dog because it is too distracting. I probably don't want to hear her chewing on it. Okay, so if you place your hands down on your abdomen, we're actually going to use the exhale first. You know, like the bellows that you blow a fire with, like it's a little bit like this. So you're going to breathe only in and out through the nose, and you're simply going to exhale. This is why you might need a tissue for this practice. So just notice the movement that happens in the tummy when you push out your breath. Yeah, there's a little contraction that happens in your tummy. Like now, let's just take this softly. We just don't need to over push anything. You can always build the foundations of your practice and then build from there. Let's just try it on for size. So we're going to do 30 of these breaths. With the slightly forced exhale, you shouldn't have to really consciously breathe in. That's kind of happens automatically. So as you breathe out, then the breath kind of comes back in again. Yeah, and we'll do it you do it at your own pace. That's always really important. I'm going to be doing it at a pace sort of like so you can see from that it's not a great deep breath. It's actually quite a shallow breath. We're moving the air kind of out and in, out and in. I'm going to do 30 of those, and then I'm going to say pause, and we're going to breathe the air out, and then we're going to hold the breath. We're going to hold the breath for a number of seconds, and then we're going to take a deep inhale in through the nose, and we're going to hold the breath at the top, and then we're going to take a couple of nice easy nose breaths. And when we're taking this kind of breath in between the shorter breaths, the nice easy nose breaths, really bring your attention then to the mind and the kind of freshness of the inhale. And maybe this is where that translation of sort of skull illumination or skull shine comes in, of the translation in the Sanskrit. Okay, so hopefully are you ready to begin? Hi Grace. Welcome. You're just in time for the actual breathing practice. So if you want to join us, we're doing breath of fire or Kapalabhati. Okay, so follow my guidance, and also the more that you relax into your own practice, the better. Find your way with it, and actually it's repeating these things that you begin to really solidify a practice. So you know, if there's any frustration or resistance around, oh, I don't feel like I'm doing this right, or this doesn't feel, you know, just breathe. Just take the moment to connect with your breath. That's the most important thing. Okay, so we're going to start with 30. You can place your hand on your tummy if that helps to encourage the movement here. And we're going to start now. So starting with the exhale and exhale. Ten. 20, 30. Okay, exhale. Softly relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Don't force force all the air out, just exhale, and when you get to the bottom of your exhale, hold your breath. So in this hold, initial hold, just notice any areas that contract in the body. Maybe it's the throat, the shoulders, wherever it is, and just add a little bit of softness. Invite a little bit of softness to the hold. And when you're ready to inhale, take a deep full inhale through the nose. Hold. I was going to say feel the silence. And exhale. Now just take 3 nose breaths. Really breathing using the diaphragm. So not just breathing into the tummy, breathing into the back body, breathing into the sides. Expanding with the breath, softening with the exhale. One more. Okay, let's go again. So we're going to do 40 this time rather than 30, and I'll count you in. So a slight inhale to begin, and then we're going to exhale. 10, 20, 30, 40, let's do 10 more. Exhale, soften, hold, and on this hold, I'm going to invite, for anyone that knows what the Mula Bandha is, to just engage the Mula Bandha. If you haven't heard of that before, the sensation that if you don't want to go to the toilet and you're like trying not to go to the toilet, it's kind of like a pulling up at the perineum. So you're pulling up here, and then also just bring the chin in just a little bit, and we're still on that breath hold. If anything is uncomfortable, come back to nose breathing. Then we're going to inhale, and again we're going to pull up, maybe just engage the tummy and bring the chin in a little bit. Hold the breath at the top. When you're ready, exhale, and then take these 3 luxurious nose breaths. I'm really feeling the breath coming into the back body, using the bottom of the lungs as well, you know, filling up from the bottom up. Even noticing perhaps subtle movements of the spine as we fully breathe. Feeling the freshness come up through the nose, perhaps any tingling in the head. You know, your experience will be unique to you, so just notice what's happening for you. Okay, we're ready to go again. I'm going to do 40 short exhales again, starting with a small inhale, exhaling. 10, 20, 30, 40. Exhale softly. When you get to the natural bottom of your exhale, simply hold. In that hold, notice anything that contracts naturally, offer a little bit of softness. And when you feel the need to breathe, then you can do that. So inhale, holding at the top. You know, when you feel a sense of breathlessness, you breathe. There's no striving to, it's not a competition to hold your breath the longest at all. And exhale, and then maybe a sigh, and then take just a couple of, just again, this luxurious nose breathing. So really take your time with it, inhaling through the nose and just noticing the quality of sensation in your body. That's all. There's no a story or analysis around it, but what does it feel like? You know, sometimes this breathing practice can give me a bit of a headache. Sometimes I can feel totally alive. You know, it's different each day you do it. What's happening for you right now? How can you describe and listen to the language of your own sensation? Okay, we're going to do this one more time. You can do a little bit faster if you want to. Go at your own speed. I'm going to keep the same speed, but play. Okay, so we're going to breathe in a little bit first. And we're going to do 40. Ready? 10. 20. 30. 40. Exhale. Let the air out of the body. Hold. If you want to engage that mula bandha, or engage the tummy, or bring the chin in and engage the neck. Kind of the theory behind this is when you retain the breath and you hold in the bandhas, that the prana accumulated doesn't leak other parts in the body, so you kind of have it in this container here. This is part of the cleansing. We're going to inhale when you're ready. Nice deep inhale, hold at the top. And then exhale. Exhale, relax the jaw. And let's just take a couple of nose breaths to close the practice. So and while you're there taking your nose breaths, keeping the eyes gently closed. Softening the face. And to close the practice, bringing your hands maybe to your tummy or heart space or together, any way that feels good for you. Keeping your attention internally. Again, noticing how you're feeling. And I'm just going to finish by sharing those words again about the fire, a prayer from a dear friend, Angel Dear at the sanctuary. It says, help me remember that I am fire, that the eternal fire of your creation burns in my heart. May you allow me to pray for all the fires of all my relations. May this fire burn away our ignorance, our fear, our pain, so that we can open every morning to the infinite gratitude of the gift of life. May this fire ignite my prayers and my will to change, my courage to face my mission, and my willingness to embrace my path. And just bringing the practice to a close that feels good for you, that's right for you. And thank you for joining me. Make sure you drink some water and make sure you feel fully grounded. If you haven't opened your eyes yet, blink them open slowly, look around the room, refamiliarize yourself with your space. Wiggle your hands, roll your shoulders, shake them out before going about your day. Thank you for joining me or watching this at a later date, and see you next Wednesday.